Carlos Alcaraz, the defending Roland Garros champion, experienced a grueling third-round match under the Parisian lights, one that pushed him to dig deep physically and mentally. It wasn't until nearly 3 a.m. when he finally laid his head to rest. The day had stretched long beyond the match itself. Media duties in the tournament's bustling mixed zone kept him tied up before he could head back to his hotel. Once at the hotel, there was no immediate switch off. Dinner had to be taken, energy replenished, and the routine recovery treatment awaited. His physio, Juanjo Moreno, guided him through that essential post-match ritual, ensuring his muscles had the care they needed after more than 3 hours of intense baseline rallies and sprints against Demir Jumhur. Given the late night and the toll the match had taken, Alcaraz and his team opted for prudence. There would be no practice on Saturday. Recovery would take precedence. It was a calculated choice. Rest, not repetition, would better prepare him for what lies ahead. When he eventually stirred on Saturday morning, the sun already high over the Paris rooftops, his agenda was clear. The hotel gym became his workspace. There, in the quiet company of Moreno and fitness coach Alberto Lledo, Alcaraz focused on gentle recovery movements, mobility drills, light strength work, and regenerative stretches that aimed to erase the strain from the limbs. Physically, he was tending to the soreness. Mentally, he was unwinding, resetting. 3 sets won, 1 lost, and a ticket punch to the 4th round, but it hadn't come easy. Jumhur had made sure of that, testing the Spaniard's defenses with relentless energy and smart variation. The victory, though hard-fought, was a reminder that even champions must sometimes claw their way through. But Saturday wasn't to be all gym walls and massage tables. Alcaraz, a lover of cities and their stories, took advantage of the downtime to wander through Paris. It's something of a tradition now. On rest days, the city becomes his escape. He's seen the regal sprawl of the Palace of Versailles, the shaded calm of Jardin du Luxembourg, and last Thursday, he strolled through Parc Monceau. This time, his steps took him toward Pont Alexander III. It's one of Paris's great landmarks, ornate, elegant, and grand, a fitting backdrop for a young man who balances pressure with grace. With family and loved ones at his side, Alcaraz wandered through the cityscape, not just to sightsee, but to breathe deeply, to let go. There's intention behind these strolls. His physio, Moreno, is a strong believer in vitamin N, a term that celebrates the healing powers of nature. The philosophy is simple: being in natural environments can reinvigorate the senses, calm the nervous system, and support emotional balance. For an elite athlete constantly exposed to intensity, that reprieve is vital. Alcaraz doesn't just play with energy, he replenishes it deliberately. Evening approached, and with it came a different kind of excitement. The Champions League final was on, Paris Saint-Germain against Inter Milan, a clash not to be missed. Alcaraz, ever the football enthusiast, especially when PSG are involved, cleared his schedule. His admiration for the Paris club is no secret. Over the week, he'd seen several of their players courtside: Achraf Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, João Neves, and Desire Du, all in attendance. And earlier in the tournament, he'd shared a moment with Ousmane Dembélé at the draw ceremony. These aren't just casual encounters. There's a synergy between elite athletes. They understand each other's worlds, the demands, the dedication, the moments of glory and grit. As the final unfolded in Munich, Alcaraz was glued to the action. For a man used to being cheered, he now sat among fans, cheering on others. It was a moment of joy, of fandom, of stepping out of his own spotlight to bask in someone else's. But the return to the spotlight would come swiftly. On Sunday, Alcaraz would meet Ben Shelton in the 4th round. The stakes are high. Shelton, a rising force with a game built on power and personality, is not one to be underestimated. Their previous encounters have seen Alcaraz come out on top. He leads their Lexus ATP Head-to-Head Series 2-0, but the past guarantees nothing. What matters now is preparation, and perhaps more importantly, balance. The rest, the recovery, the brief escape into the Parisian streets, the football match, all of it serves a purpose. It resets the body and steadies the mind. Alcaraz walks into the next battle not just as a defending champion, but as a young man who understands what it takes to stay grounded amid soaring expectations. His Roland Garros journey is about more than forehands and footwork. It's about how a 22-year-old manages the weight of greatness while still finding time to live, to feel, to breathe. The clay courts of Paris await him once again. And with every step he takes back onto that ochre surface, he carries with him the strength earned in the gym, the calm drawn from nature, the joy of shared moments, and the fire that only great matches and great rivals can kindle. Carlos Alcaraz isn't just preparing to win matches. He's preparing to create memories, to etch his name deeper into Roland Garros history. Each day, whether it's recovery or match play, adds another layer to the story. And as Sunday nears, so does another chapter, one that promises more drama, more brilliance, and maybe, just maybe, another Alcaraz classic.